I'm not jumping right into the game for a few reasons. First of all, I want to see if anyone shows up because, hey, if more people can experience with this with me, all the better. But second, if you were watching my RimWorld stream on Friday, you may recall how I showed what the game, how the game actually started, and I want to capture that as well. But I'm also thinking, why stop at just capturing stuff from Edge of Space? I might as well get some other footage captured in this stream, in for the essay, or at least a screenshot or two. Specifically, I'm thinking I get an example of a game that looks completed. And I do actually have a title in mind. Different genre, yes, but hey. Hey, might as well. Now, I do not intend on completing Edge of Space for a few reasons. First of all, I don't even know if you can beat the game because of, as well, if you can't tell from the thumbnail on the YouTube upload, the game was abandoned by the devs. Now, I cannot say for certain if the devs actually just decided to scam everyone who backed it, including myself, or if they realized they were in over their head and decided there's no saving this, we're just going to give up. Admittedly, I can't really find that much since, well, I don't know what the devs went on to do afterwards. In fact, I'm going to double check with both the... Okay, the publisher actually has did stuff since. Quite a few things, in fact. Edge of Space is almost right in the middle. Well, it is actually their worst reviewed game. Huh. They haven't put out anything since... The publisher, Reverb Triple XP, hasn't put out anything since 2019. Wonder if they went bankrupt. Okay, so the publisher did go on to do stuff. So, the studio, on the other hand, this is one of those one-game-only studios. The funny thing is that they did actually put some effort into setting up the Steam side of the integration side of things. Like, this has both achievements and trading cards. I'm not going to go for 100% on this since, well, one of the achievements is multiplayer themed, like, specifically, I have to join another player's server, and I would be very surprised if there's anyone playing it. Like, You know what? Once I actually boot the game up, I will actually show things. But before that, I'm gonna actually make 2 changes. This to Prism Live, and don't worry, I'm not gonna like drastically change things. Like, I'm just gonna put a hotkey for recording. What key do I want? N key sounds good. Now, I will state that I'm probably going to, like, only going to go for, like, 10, 15, 20 minutes of footage at most. I am not going to beat the game, and also, there is actually one boss that I'm going... at least one boss I know of. In fact, you know what? I'll pull up a video for once, to show you, since I highly doubt I'll be able to get... Oh hey, it's an IGN boss. And an upload. It's got Okay, I think I'll wait a few more minutes, then I'll start Edge of Space. The good news is that I already have a game capture window set to Edge of Space, so all I have to do is launch the game, then turn it on, then flip on the switch, and then flip on the source rather, and you'll see what it's like. If you watched this one video about Terraria clones, yeah, it's by Game Raiders 101, and you probably are aware of what I'm talking about. Well, let's just say that opening the... It's gonna be unique to say it. I guess I could talk about some of my other plans. What I would do is a paradox. You might be wondering, what the hell is a Mega Simple. It takes 5 of Paradox's games, specifically their grand strategy game. I think they've made other ones, but it only concerns these 5. In fact, let me double check. Yeah, they've made... They have made others, like... But anyway, they have made the Imperator Rome, for example, is not included in this. At least there's no way to include it as far as I know. But basically, what would happen is I would start a campaign in Crusader Kings 3. I would then proceed to just play that for a while until I got to the end of Crusader Kings 3, in which case I would then move over to Europa Universalis 4. But I wouldn't just like start a new game. Rather, I would convert the save file. There actually is. I think that there's a fan mod that does that, and I also think the Paradox themselves might have put out like an official converter. But anyways, I would then do the same thing for EU4. Like, basically, the only objective would be like tell a story while also expanding. Like, I don't think that it's really recommended that like you conquer the world in one and then just like see how long you can hold things together in another. It's like, the only one I think that would actually be a viable option for would be Hearts of Iron 4, but that's because in Stellaris you basically have the planet unified right at the start. But anyways, for Europa, then you take the save in Europa 4, or convert it to Victoria 3, and then you play until Victoria 3's end date, which is roughly around when Hearts of Iron 4 begins. And if you've been paying attention, you can probably figure out what you do with the Victoria 3 save. I don't know if you convert the Hearts of Iron 4 save to Stellaris. I don't think you do, though. Oh, there is, but it looks rather unnecessary. I guess I could use DEFCON as like an in-between, although if I was to do that, I'd probably want someone else to play. The other superpower in DEFCON, simply because, well, if you don't know, DEFCON is actually a game that simulates nuclear war. Like, if you've seen war games, your problem is it's basically what the kids in that think is a video game. Although, the problem is that I don't know if like DEFCON, how many players in DEFCON off the top of my head, and that's relevant because, well, if I was to somehow make Hearts of Iron, then DEFCON would allow for that would be a bit of a problem. I'm just trying to like stall for time so I can both see if other people as I said, I'm probably only gonna play for like 20 minutes so I can record footage, and I don't even mind it, but it was. I guess I could like. I could like just post the footage I don't use. In case you're curious, because I just wasn't sure if I'd like accidentally had a video playing the background correctly. Because like I have my headphones around my neck right now. I'm just gonna let the opening play without really any comp. And since I actually don't think I've seen it before. Also, this does allow me to like wait and see if anyone else shows up. I know at least one person said that they would at 6, but opening animation is nice, I'll give it that. Okay. I'm gonna record the first thing. So, this is what you're greeted to upon first booting up the game. You're kidding me, it's not responding. You know what? If the game doesn't want to cooperate, I actually would be okay with scrapping my idea, since Hey, I might as well... I'll start off with something positive. Okay, it's... This is what you're greeted with when you start Edge of Space. I think there was supposed to be something saying what you were going to be expecting in the next update, or rather what you should be expecting in the next update. But the devs have since abandoned it. They don't even have a "we've moved on to other things. We hope that you enjoy what we've put out so far" sort of thing. That's the level of it we just didn't care we're dealing with. You know what? Just out of curiosity, just as I thought, there is literally no one here. I'm gonna check something real quick. Yeah, just as I thought. If I click this, I should probably move my Vroid avatar so you could actually see. If I click the Steam Rewards button right here, that just leads me to the same page that I closed out. Let's take a look at the options. Okay, at least they allow you to go windowed mode. Don't know what I expected from the support options. Tile detail. I'm gonna keep most of these default. They did include a Bane's mask from The Dark Knight Rises. I'm just gonna call this guy a misfit. Okay, so there are achievements for this game, but I'm not going to get the first one, which I believe is the tutorial. Even if I had the option to skip it, I'd probably play through it simply because, well, it's been so long since I played this that Steam doesn't even have a log of when I last played it. Incidentally, I actually do kind of like categorizing my games, not into genres per se, but just like fun little descriptions with how much I like them. Edge of Space is the only game in the games I'm never playing again category. In fact, I actually had removed it from my library before playing. Oh, hey! Hey, welcome! Yeah, that's something that annoys me in most games. Like, it's one thing if like they only have, like, honestly, if they're gonna do that for a color select, I'd rather them just have like a few styles that have a predetermined color. Like, I actually prefer it in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, and where you can only like select a handful of hair colors, versus opposed to what this is. Like, if you're gonna go through the trouble, why not just let me slide? I didn't select, but they did include Bane's mask from The Dark Knight Rises. You know, that's something that does kind of bother me. Like, if you're going to include pop culture references, wait until after you've done everything. Like, for example, that's one of the reasons why Yandere Simulator arguably took so long. Like, he just Yandev just included a bunch of... I say took so long because I'm pretty sure that at this point it's done. Like, I don't think Yandev is going to come back. Admittedly, I'm basing this off of the fact that he tried to get with... I had to give an apology, but had to delete it, and I haven't heard anything since. Kind of odd that 2014 started with that. Okay, you know what, let's... And we don't even get to choose anything for the world. Like, what? Like, I could get it like they might not have had anything, but would it really have... Yeah, for Yandere Simulator, I could see modders doing something with the game. Like, I honestly think that would be a better idea than, say, having another one come along, since... By that I mean someone else trying to make a similar fan game, since, well, if you don't remember... Or there were quite a few, like, I think one was called Love Letter. They don't even let me put spaces in... Let's... Okay, wow, that's bad. They don't even let me put spaces or punctuation. Like, the only characters they'll let me input are letters and numbers. Like... Okay, at the very least... Okay, it seems that Edge of Space is actually causing my stream to, like, freeze. Yes! Yes. You know what? I'm gonna record this bit next, even though it wasn't my plan. Okay, so, now that we've seen what the title screen looks like, let's see what happens when I try and stream it. As you can see, it's kind of laggy. Admittedly, it could be VEC face, but considering how incompetent this is, I like my theory better. Like, this, I would be very surprised if this game is optimized at all, since it's not like a huge game in terms of storage. Let me double check. It's only like 1.85 gigabytes. It's on my iComputer, and I have a detached portable hard drive. I do not have any mods installed for this, so it's not like, go say, Factorio or Skyrim, where it's just taking mods into account. Okay, wow, that's... This game, I actually do... It runs on Unity, oddly enough. I don't know about Yandere Simulator, though. Which, honestly, it would have... I kind of wish that they had actually kept the changes for Unity just long enough for me to, like, decide to record footage, simply because of how funny it would have been for the devs to randomly get hit with a charge for me deciding to install the game. Let's record some gameplay footage. Yeah. I'm fully expecting a lot of games to, like, switch over to different engines. Like, there's at least one I know of called Road to Vostok, which is set on, like, the Russian the border between Russia and Finland, which did decide, you know what, we're just switching over to Godot, which was honestly something I have to commend them for, since they were working on Unity beforehand. Anyways, as you can see, like, there's a very rough thing. Like, on one hand, you have this box, which does look like they put effort in, but then you have, well, this, which just looks like they ran out of time. Like, what, was it too much to just, like, extend the dialogue box to include this? Okay, so let's see here. I'm trying to... Let's actually go to a different tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that in the time it would have taken, if I was playing Terraria or Factorio, I could... Terraria, certainly, not sure about Factorio, I would have gotten enough to get a crafting table. And it's not like I can, like, upgrade my character's stats or anything. The controls are alright. Like, at the very least, there isn't, like, a delay, so I guess I could say that's a positive. Honestly, if this interests you, I would just recommend going to get Starbound. It's a much better game, and it actually has mod support. Would be nice if they told me what each... Yeah, like, I know that there's, like, the sea... Like, you know, I get that there are people who get kind of Okay, at least they thought the devs didn't do that. Like, at least the devs didn't, like... make it so you'd have to, like, kill yourself in order to... In this game, obviously. The only thing I can think of... I guess that's the only thing I can think of is maybe they were trying to make it sound futuristic, but this is kind of like DC Comics. If you don't know why that's stupid, well, DC stands for Detective Comics, so it's literally Detective Comics. I would make a No Man's Sky comparison, except I'm not, for two reasons. First of all, from what I understand, that game is actually good now. And second, the devs for No Man's Sky actually, like... Yeah, that is true. Like, the devs for No Man's Sky actually did, like stay with the game. This is honestly, like, the disowned half-brother of No Man's Sky. You know, it would be... You know, I wouldn't mind having, you know, like, the area that area locked off if, like, I could go up, but this is literally the top. Okay, at least I found something. Yeah, like... You know what I would do if I wanted to feel evil? I'd send a key to this game to a person who liked No Man's Sky and say, hey, I found what 2D No Man's Sky would be. And after they complained how boring the game was, I'd say, I know, it's a perfect recreation of No Man's Sky at launch. I will say this. It's at least... I will say this, at least the game isn't, like, crashing. Like, honestly, I think the reason why... I think that this could kind of... This would have been okay, like, back if like Terraria never got past like the first stage, you know, like back when and like the Eye of Cthulhu was the final boss. Like, I've been playing for so long that I actually remember when that was the case. You know, I wouldn't complain about, you know, it would be one thing if they at least, like, gave you some way to tell what the difference between the types of tiles are. They don't. And by that I mean, like actually give you, like, an inspect key or something. Also, here's my question. How the hell is... Also, now that I think about it, I do have one question. How the hell are we supposed to fix the laser with that sort of stuff? Like, if it was sand, I could at least see, like us making glass from it, but... But still, how are we supposed to fix a laser with rock, dirt, mud, and clay? And I do actually, and I'm pretty sure I actually did play through this part, or when it first dropped, and I don't remember it, or us like getting our first forge or anything, or a crusher. So it can't be like we get to turn the sand, the glass, the rocks into sand, and then the sand into rocks. I mean, the sand into glass. I still have no idea what that bind thing does. You know, I did compare this to No Man's Sky earlier, but I'd say the game that this actually reminds me the most of is The Day Before. I say that because, well, both games were clearly looking to fill a niche. The Day Before were with DayZ-esque survival story, old gameplay, Edge of Space basically being Space Terraria. The difference is, we actually got a much better game that filled the niche. Edge of Space was trying to fill. Starbound. Admittedly, I've heard it had a troubled development, but the current game I've heard is actually pretty good. Especially with mods, which I actually did a modded playthrough. Okay, finally we found rock. Well, at least it doesn't make you go back. You know, one of the reasons why this sucks is, well, where did I even... It's like, in most other games, I could just cut down the trees with this laser pickaxe. Like hell, going back to the Starbound example, which is basically the closest thing to, what if this game was actually good? Would sure be nice if I could access like a map aside from this mini map. Like, in fact, let's double check to see if there's a map. There is not. If this was as Terraria, I'd already be making like a room for the merchant or the nurse, depending on which I was closer to. That's true, although still, it is kind of annoying since there isn't like a directional arrow. And it's not like, oh, say, Morrowind, where... And since they do at least give you some way of keeping track of where you are, like, if they wanted to, like, go for... Like, I could at least respect it if they actually didn't give me the mini-map at all, as opposed to... Finally. This honestly feels like they're trying to annoy me. Yeah, like, it would be one thing if, like, they could have at least made it so that, like, you gain access to the crafting table and, like, the NPC and, like, that shark was like, hey, I craft something, I'll use it. I'll use it to buy myself build myself a toothbrush. Have I mentioned that this... this didn't, like, market itself as a parody, which would be the only thing I could remotely see this be making sense, so... Well, at least I discovered... No, wait, I've been here before. At least I keep all my inventory once if I die. I have no idea. Maybe perhaps they took the Mario school of logic and decided we just want it to look cool. Although the funny thing is that to my knowledge, is that in Mario, if you get that, in order to get the re-entry, you either have to fall for a long time, which would pretty much take away most, if not all, of your health, or you have to, like, ground pound, which does actually reduce the damage. So much for that theory. I'm trying to imagine ways that this could be worse, because I like to be optimistic, but the only ways I could think of so far that do not involve the game crashing would be well, I mean, this was like abandoned before those became commonplace. I mean, as in like excluding that, since that's like too obvious. The only thing I can think of would be this weapon actually having like limited ammo. Like, I don't mind games having limited ammo if like it's easy to get a hold of, like, what, not gonna lock me off from accessing? Like, I don't mind Skyrim, for example, having, you know, limit on air. Oh yeah, that would probably be the case, although I'm not even sure. They're gonna let... Huh. At least I'll say it again. And I think the game might have... Okay, I don't know if the right word is froze, but it's not responsive, but... You know what? If this ends up being what I end up calling it, ending this on, I am all for that, if only because I never have to touch this again. Still, I do feel like I would actually show the game. It's finale, so... And by that, it's not what you're thinking. I do not have a save showing... I do not have a save showing what's going to happen next. And at the end, by finale, I mean in the final time I will ever play it. Just let me see if... Just let me get this transformed properly. Let's just finish it. Let this finish it uninstalling and... Yeah, it's not even worth it. let's just wait for it to finish uninstalling. In the meantime, I'm just going to look up something really quick. Just give it, probably should. You know what? I'm very tempted to see if I can get a refund for this. Finally. And if you just need proof that I cannot access the game anymore, I've removed it. Here you go. Incidentally, this is a game I would actually recommend playing instead. As is Shadow of Chernobyl. All three are fantastic. I was a tiny bit worried about showing my ICE username, but you know what? I've had this account for a long time, and also, I don't think my Steam username is as much of a threat is like that big of a deal as opposed to like go say my Steam as my email or my Steam password. Like, I don't think I'm gonna risk anyone like stealing my account with just the username, since I do have the two-factor authentication set up for Steam, and also not much. Do feel like I should play at least something good to end the stream on. I know. Ooh. Might as well show this off. Like, these 5 games are actually some of like the rarer games that I own, since Telltale, the studio that made them, is, well, no longer in business. I was going to play OpenT. I just realized that the game I wanted it to play is one that I'm not in. I don't have on my Steam account. Like, I think I have downloaded it, but it's not one that I have set up at least in a convenient place. So, what do I want to actually end the stream on so I can end things on a positive note? I actually found something better. Or gonna play. I'll play this game called Free Call that I just found completely at random. If it will load. If I can't get it to load, I'll just play. Or, you know what? If I can't get it to show up, okay, scratch that. I can get it to show up. I would actually be okay with playing GZ Doom, except if I don't have it installed at the moment. Ignore that. have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but hey, might as well. This is certainly a better game than Edge of Space. I'll just have to like drop out the last 5 minutes or so since this is kind of dumb for me, but anyways. I'll play a few more minutes of this after I finish the stream, but that's the problem. Anyways, thank you for tuning in just to help me survive suffering through this. Tomorrow we will be returning to Tales of Symphonia, and which I'll also be doing on Tuesday and Wednesday, and on Friday I'll try out Rust for the first time. Until then, and I'm Andres Rebel, and I'll see you next assignment. Later.